Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hayden from HHWCUSTOMS.com, and today I'm going to be showing you what I made for this ice cream truck. This is the quick bite casting. This is the plastic one that is newly released. You can still find it on shelves. They're still coming out with variations for it. I was originally planning on doing it for the metal one because I like that one a bit more, but it just made sense to do something that you guys can actually find the casting for. I know not many people collect these, but I still thought it'd be something cool to release. So basically what I did for it was I updated the entire insides of it and the base. So you can see right there on the bottom it says designed and made in USA by me, as well as the year, and then of course quick bite plastic. And plastic is just there in case I ever decide to make the metal version. You guys are going to be able to differentiate which one's which. So go ahead and pull this off. When you pull it off, you guys can see you guys actually use the original windows here. There's no modifications done to the windows at all. Didn't touch them. Just pulled it out after I drew out the car. Now, this is what I made for it. This is the custom base and interior, and both front and rear bumpers. So here's a look at it here. We have a nice dash with actual gauges on there, new steering wheel, and I modeled this steering wheel off the Chevy one, just because it kind of seemed like a Chevy, kind of seemed like something like that. GM product in a sense, you know what I mean? So I kept that one. We have a nice raised chair, and I included the doghouse just because that's an extra added touch, just like the real things are. And on the right hand side here, you can see we actually have a couple of different things going on. We have two burners. One of them has a frying pan on it, and then you see all the little switches right down there, and you can actually see the burners and the detail on stuff. I try to make it look as realistic as possible without having some issues with printing and all that stuff. And this is one thing that I'm unfortunately going to have to take out of it, but it is the cash register. You have both the customer version and the employee version, and unfortunately they're just not printing out well, so those are going to end up being flat. I did make a couple pieces, so they are going to there's certain ones that are going to get them, but for the most part those are going to be removed after this little batch is done. It's really unfortunate because I thought that was really cool. I modeled off the square cash registers that you see at these little food trucks actually, and here's a look on the screen of what the file actually looks like, because I thought it looked super cool, but it's not strong enough. It's gonna get messed up during shipping and all that stuff, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to remove that, but I just thought it would be cool to show you guys right here what it looks like. Now moving on, we have a little cutting board, or like a packing mat, whatever you want to call it, and then there's some drawers, and then this is actually a napkin holder, and then some just little details in there just to kind of make it a little more fun to paint up. Now if we go to the other side here, we have these four, which I modeled off the original one to make it look like it's the the pull-up drawers for ice cream. So I did those to the side just to add something. I didn't want to leave it counter blank, stuff like that. I don't really know what the theme of this food truck was, if I'm being honest with you. It's originally supposed to be an ice cream, but there's other ones that are like tacos and whatever else. So I just kind of mixed all of them into one, and I think it came out good. But that's why you see burners and then ice cream things, and then these are like Gatorade bottles in here. There's a bunch of them in there, so you can paint those all up. And then there's like condiments and stuff like that. So it's kind of all over the place, but I think it's better to have one generic one that kind of does a little bit of everything rather than one specific one and you have to buy 4 or 5 whatever versions, because it's going to save you money, and it's going to save me time designing them, because I know these are not going to be such a hot seller, unfortunately. Although I do like anything like food related like this. This really does get my creative flowing, so it's unfortunate, but for now it's just going to have to be something that everything is kind of into one piece. But as I mentioned, you see the condiments there. We have assembly thing that's kind of like a sandwich, like cutting board kind of thing. And then we have different bottles, which would be like ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, relish, and then other sauces and vinegars and stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, this does have both front and rear bumpers. And when you actually go and put it on there, you can see they are flush, or relatively flush, with the body itself. The original ones stick out a lot more, and I didn't like that too much. Same thing with the front. So I made it stick out a tiny bit, but I rounded it off, made it a little more square in the front, and I think it looks a little bit better like this. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, this has 2 holes for the axles. There's 2 options. You guys can go ahead and use 8mm wheels on the bottom hole, or you guys can use 10s on the top. and both of them get it pretty much on the ground. I will say that when you put 10s in here, you might have to sand the bottom down just because this is not perfectly flat. I'm using the brown TE37s, and they roll, but like I said, not 100% without having a clearance some of the stuff. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you guys use 8s, they will not rub, and I'll show you they got that right now. That's about what it would look like right there. It is, like I said, there's barely any room on the bottom, which is perfect, just how I wanted. And when you go and put it on the ground and roll it around, you can see it is nice and smooth there. I really like the way this looks. I always wanted to slam one of these, and if I'm being honest with you, I don't have the talent to slam a car on the original base, which is why I started getting a 3D printing altogether, because I was lacking in the being able to build department. So now I just started designing on the computer, testing it over and over again, and now I could slam these cars really easy. And I know a lot of other people struggle with that too, which is why I started making these kits all together. Make customizing easier, and also have more detail in the builds that you guys are producing. So these are going to be available right now when this video is posted. I do only have a couple. I don't know if I'm going to make it limited or not, so maybe just check the description, read it, of the product listing, because I don't know how popular this is going to be. I'm thinking maybe just do 50 pieces, call it a day, because let's be real, not many people are going to do this, but I still think it'd be something cool for select people to go and get a couple of them or something like that, just so they have it. I know I'm definitely going to do a couple, so we'll see. This is just a quick look around, just so you guys know this is not screwed together and the wheels are not in place, but they are just kind of there just to show you what it would look like. Overall, I think this came out really cool, and I hope you guys like it as well. If you guys are interested in any 1/64 scale wheels, decals, or 3D parts, please check my website out, HHWCUSTOMS.com. I have these and a bunch of other stuff available. Every single Friday is my drop day on my main items. This is like a secondary item just because I know it's not going to do so well, so I'm going to do 2 this week. But go ahead and check it out. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.